Oh, it looks so much nicer with the sun out.
I know. He said he took his broadband speed for your car.
I turned my back for 5 minutes.
They were in the sale.
Oh well, at least I got a coffee. I've been trying to get a clean shot of one of those Twizzies for ages now. Done!
Your viewers will get bored if you keep talking about coffee.
You know what, this really should be a coffee-focused show, don't you think? Welcome to the James Cook channel. It's all about coffee. And when I say coffee, I don't mean fancy coffee. I mean like Costa and Starbucks. I love the idea of doing a tour in one of those little EVs. They're great because they're open at the sides, so you kind of feel more of a connection with your environment. Probably not so great when it's absolutely chucking it down, but it never does that around here, so you'll be alright.
Grab mine?
Yep.
Thanks.
Do a swap. There you go. According to Tesla, the appropriate and correct way to close this is with 2 hands. Because it's made of aluminium, you constantly have to be a bit careful not to bend the bodywork on this car. In fact, to be honest, the whole aluminium thing is kind of annoying. So I guess Model 3 owners with steel bodywork, probably a good idea. Don't know if we're going to have to charge. Well, we'll probably have to. I'll charge when I get coffee. Yes, where's my Jazzy? Oh! One interesting bit of news. Mercedes-Benz are planning on unveiling a long-range electric vehicle in October. Now, there is speculation, and it makes perfect sense to me, that this is going to be a crossover or a SUV style vehicle, because they said it was going to compete with the Model X. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. What I want to know though, with all these other manufacturers and their promises of long-range electric vehicles, what are they planning on doing about the charging network? I mean, don't get me wrong. If you just want to pootle around the place, you know, sort of 200-300 miles, then actually a 50 kilowatt CHAdeMO or CCS is absolutely fine. I mean, that's not going to cause any kind of a problem. But if you want to do 500 miles, 600 miles, 1,000 miles, you're going to need superchargers. There's just no other way. I mean, you can't stop every 2 hours for 2 hours, which is what you'd have to do. So there you go, Mercedes-Benz. What are the plans? How about a reveal of a charging network or a tie-in with Tesla or something that will actually support long-range EV drivers as well as an actual long-range EV? So that's interesting. If we went straight home, we'd get there with 10% charge.
Oh, and your tyre.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Busted him, I'm afraid.
They're both worn out, I think.
I think he's going to sleep all the way home.
I hope so.
Yeah, there's absolutely no chance that we're going to be going straight home. We could do, but we're not going to. Yeah, so what we'll probably do is we'll probably just stop at the motorway service stations and pop a little bit of CHAdeMO power into the battery, because it's not worth going to a supercharger. I mean, we would get home with 10% anyway, so stop for a coffee, we'll get home with 20%. Can live with that. Good to have you back on board. Can you give me a thumbs up?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I wonder why the i3 is using the AC. Ah, that's why. No DC port. I would vlog in the comparative quiet of the car, but there's a small problem. He's totally asleep, and if I turn the music off, it's going to wake him up. So we'll just have to put up with the beautiful sounds of the M3 motorway on this, our first and hopefully only coffee stop. Been here virtually no time, and we're already 6% better off. Chugging along at 40 kilowatts. The trick with keeping the music playing when there's nobody in the car is don't close the door fully. and then sons stay asleep, and all is good with the world, hopefully. I could have asked the B&B owner yesterday if I could plug in at his place, and if I plugged in the night before as well, then I wouldn't actually need to charge at all on the way home today. But I knew I was going to stop for coffee anyway, so I couldn't really see the point. I don't know what it is that Soph does at motorway service stations, but the way she's going, we're going to be like fully charged by the time we leave. Slowed down to 32 kilowatts now, because we've been plugged in for a little while. And you look here, I'm going to get home with 36%. And we're home. I'm quite happy with that. Wasn't actually expecting to get back with quite such a big buffer, but as usually happens, there were delays involved in getting a coffee. So we're back safe and sound, having done 364 miles this weekend with a perfectly decent efficiency of 257 watt hours per mile. The last 93 miles I did 234 watt hours per mile. I'm not even sure how that's so low, but not complaining. It really is amazingly easy to do fairly long distances. It's all about the chargers. I mean, that's what Tesla seem to understand better than any other electric car manufacturer. You have to have chargers. A long range battery, that's fine and dandy, but what's really important is how you get the power in when you're away from home. Not going anywhere that I know of tomorrow, so I will just set that down to about 70%, as I like to do. I think that probably brings us to the end of today's little journey. So I'm going to say see you tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the next installment of my daily vlog. Bye. Thumbs up. Those fingers, just a thumb. Now make a fist like that. There we go. And now pop your thumb up like that. Perfect. Now do that. Thumbs up.